We're back, Unicorn Overlord. I think today we're going to do the Unicorn and the Maiden. I'm kind of putting that one off because I'm just not sure who I want to pick. I'm always afraid that you're always afraid you pick the wrong. I don't know if there is a wrong choice though, to be honest with you, but we're gonna go ahead and do it. Altar of Unicorn and Maiden. Wait, that's interesting.
This is it. The same altar I saw in our texts. The ring, Elaine. Looks like I was right.
What do I do next?
Come back here with the person you've chosen for the rite. Offer them the ring of the maiden, and you're done. That is, if they accept. Doing so should unleash the power stored deep within your own ring. But
Is there more?
the covenant between Unicorn and Maiden requires both sides to be of one mind and one heart. If either betrayed the pact they swear at this altar, they would face terrible consequences. At least, according to the texts.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Considering the risk, I'd suggest you give the ring to the person you trust most.
Well, I don't know who that is. I know I'm going to pick, I think. Head back to the altar once you've made up your mind. Do you have to have the rapport up, maybe? Probably. Oh god, all this fast. I don't have her. Okay, let's see. Let's go. It's gonna be Rosalind Day, just so you know. But I'm gonna have to get her rapport up, so.
Good seeing you, friend. I'll take your order anytime.
Sure, why not?
Enjoy now.
I
They
can
do
eat
design
this forever.
very good looking food, don't they?
I just can't get enough.
Back to work then.
I don't really care who I pick for the two. You know what I did wrong? I did something wrong here.
Enjoy now.
I did it wrong, completely wrong.
A hearty meal shall do us good.
Just
How
can't get-
splendid.
Straight out of the most wonderful
I actually
dream.
did not do what I wanted to do, which is I didn't put a lane in there, because I'm apparently an idiot.
And
Well,
Truly
doesn't look
splendid.
good.
My stomach's about to burst.
I don't know how to pick this one. But I really shouldn't have used that there, but I did.
A veritable
I
feast.
could eat this. I just can't.
My thanks for the wonderful meal.
Okay, so we did finish her rapport.
don't be a
So let's do our rapport. He has so much rapport with pretty much so many people. Let's see. Rosalind Day. That's one talking, maybe. Well, maybe there's more. I think he does have more. Alright. Oh, wait. Up here, maybe. Yep. Boo. Ah! Please don't scare me like that when I'm reading Rosalinde. Sorry, I just couldn't help myself seeing you standing there all defenseless. It's odd, though. You seemed nothing like this when we first met. Like what? Well, friendly, I suppose. You struck me more as a formal princess than one who would play tricks on our commander. You're awfully cute when you're flustered. It's simply that the more time we spend together, the more I want to learn about who you really are. So I thought I'd show you a little bit of who I really am, too. Well, I can't fault your logic. Unless you're saying you liked me better before. You're standing rather close to me, Rosalinde. Is there something wrong with that? Not as such, no. It's only that it's impossible to read with my book covered by in your shadow. Ah, yes, you're reading. Perhaps I wouldn't mind joining you in that venture myself. Though don't worry, I'll make certain I don't obstruct your view. So much for my quiet afternoon. Alright. So, rapport. The rapport stuff does take a while, to be honest with you. Where is? Well, we want Elaine. I'm doing it all wrong, like usual. Rosalinde. It's down here. Alright. Oh, I must have fallen asleep for a moment. And deeply at that. Have you been getting enough rest of late? No, actually. Why didn't you wake me up? I'm certain my head was rather heavy on your shoulder. I admit, I did consider it. Yet you seem so peaceful, Rosalinde, without a single trouble in all the world. It feels like I was only yesterday you would lose your composure the minute I drew near to you. Not that I'm complaining, of course, but it's barely even half as enjoyable teasing you anymore. Then all the better, in my view. By the way, Rosalinde, you were speaking in your sleep just now. Oh, and what did I say? Something about wanting to spend more time with you, I assume. Why did she get chosen instead of me? I surmise you were speaking of Eltolinde becoming the next Tyrannos. I always coveted that role, you know. It's only natural when your mother is one of the best this land has ever seen. But none of that matters now. Sonora took my sister from me, used her body for the vile schemes, and the thought alone sets my blood to boil. If only she wasn't a Tyrannos. Only I'd chosen in her place, she never would have gotten her mind taken over by that damned witch. Am I hearing you correctly, Rosalinde? That you wish such harm could have befallen you instead? Yes, how very unlike me. Either way, the only thing I can do now is to make sure nobody else gets hurt, ever again. Thank you for the shelter, Elaine. That was better sleep than I've had in months. Then she runs off. I'm really pray it was for your benefit. Alright. So. Rapport. Rosalinde. Travel. Alright. Regarding our recent conversation, Rosalinde, do you mean the one we had during our last battle, or the time I kept you from reading your book? Neither. In fact, I speak of the day you fell asleep on my shoulder. What about it? I can't stop thinking about what you said. How you wish you had been the Tyrannos so that Eltolinde would never come to harm. Yet, despite your attempts to laugh at the matter off afterwards, I can tell you truly meant every word. You'd rather be hurt yourself than see someone you care about experience the same. Moreover, you would gladly bear such pain alone before you ever considered sharing it with another. I can't disagree with that. If I had to choose between me and Eltolinde, I would pick myself every time. It's tormented me to the end, the horrid way that Sonora sunk your fangs into her. But now I have the chance to ease her agony, to shoulder her burdens however possible. So trust me, it's better that way. You're wrong. You speak of torment, of the agony you would be willing to bear in her name. Well, where would that leave you, Rosalinde? Knowing the length of the elven lifespan, your suffering will surely endure for a great many years. I won't let you consign yourself to such a wretched fate. That must sound absurd coming from me. Compared to you, I'm akin to a newborn child, ignorant in the ways of the outside world. All the same, I can't abide the thought of weathering these wounds alone for even a day, let alone the rest of your life. Well, isn't this a surprise? Never met a human with as much insight into the sorrows of my kind can face. 'Tis a good thing you sleep talk, then. I dare say I would not realized without it. All that from a few mumbled words. Very well, Elaine. I'll do as you ask. But I might make a request of you as well. What is it? Stay by my side and stand watch over my actions. That way I'll know for sure I'm not trying to shoulder everything alone. It would be my greatest honor. Thank you, Elaine. Alright. So, now we're going ahead over here and do this, I think. I think this is our goal now. So you have to have the, you have to have them up to full stuff. So, we're gonna do Aubin. I mean, Lex. Lex is where it's at. No, we're doing Rosalinde. Is it the right one? I don't know. It's hard to say. She's in my party though, so.
Could you perhaps stand back a bit?
He blushed.
I see someone's made up his mind.
I'd like you to have the ring of the maiden.
You realize accepting would make me the Queen of Cornea, yes?
Naturally.
And what? Is that all you have to say? Tell me how you truly feel, Elaine.
I love you, Rosalinda, from the very bottom of my heart. And I want nothing more than to spend the rest of my days at your side.
Well, that's more like it. I'm ready.
Alright.
This is the happiest day of my life. I might not have been chosen as Turdanos, but to be chosen by you is all the greater. Just know I'll be awfully furious if you go dying before me.
I'm not sure that's a demand I can meet. Elves live for far longer than mere humans, after all.
Then I suppose Cornea will have to get used to my solitary reign.
Well, if it means ruling beside you, perhaps I could try holding on just a bit more.
Okay. Alright, ring of the unicorn, ring of the maiden. Alright. Thus the ring has been restored to its true power. I'm sure it will help when the time comes to face Galerius. Let's head for the Sanctuaries, Elaine. I'm sure the sages will lend us their strength. Now that the ring is restored to its true power. So that's our next thing, is to hit the Sanctuaries. Do you want to look at these rings? Let's see. Ring of the Maiden. I think we might get rid of that now, I don't know. Okay, you'd think that would give 2 passive points, wouldn't you? Alright. So now we gotta hit the sanctuaries. So the first one, nowhere to be seen. There it is. So I'm gonna do that first. Sanctuary. Alright.
I'll start by offering a prayer to the sanctuary.
He who bears the ring of the unicorn, present its grandeur before me. So the ring is restored at last. You have done well.
If I may ask a question. You said that if we wish to match Galerius' might, we would first need to unbind the ring's power. But I wonder, why did you bid us return here after?
That I may bestow upon you the power of cleansing, accumulated within these walls over the passing of centuries.
Do you imply the renewed ring is not enough to defeat him?
It is not. If you wish to bring such events to bear, you must usher the souls of Zenoira's people to their long-awaited salvation.
The Zenoira of old was an ancient kingdom, said to have fallen in a single cursed night. What do its denizens have to do with this?
The night you allude to was that of failed ceremony, one in which they relinquished their corporeal forms. For countless years they suffered in discarnate agony, consigned to merely watch as a new world sprung forth from their own. As you may expect, the weaker-hearted among them succumbed first to madness, then to an unyielding, rabid lust for evil. 'Tis only by the power of the Sanctuaries that such wicked souls were put to slumber, sealed away in a realm known solely as the Beyond.
And Galerius used me and my father to break that seal.
Quite so. He has torn open a seam between the land of the living and that of the dead. A seam through which he shall unite their beings, till neither one is distinct from the other.
Then we know now what Galerius seeks. To resurrect the souls of ancient Zenoira.
Should he succeed, this world will be met with grave disaster. Yet that is why our sanctuaries exist. Make use of our strength and bring eternal salvation to the souls of the lost. Now, the power of cleansing housed within these sacred grounds will prove a great boon in the battle ahead. Your will is mine own, righteous Prince of Cornea.
The ring's gotten stronger, Elaine. I can feel it.
Runebearer, the sanctuaries of Fevrith further seek your call. Deliver your presence unto each in turn, that we may aid you when the fated time arrives.
I hope the next ones don't talk as much. Is it too early to say that? What brilliant light. Sacral sword. Five sanctuaries remaining. We need 5 sanctuaries remaining. Alright, let's see. Items. Okay, let's see. Where is that? Where's the ring? Didn't really the ring didn't get any better. So it said the ring got better, but it didn't. So here's the other sanctuary. Drachenhold. Please don't talk a lot. Oh. What's Regaria doing with us here?
Forgive me for prying, Berengaria, but why have you asked to join us here?
Baltro, I want to know more about the man who thinks he can tamper with other people's minds. I have a few other questions for this sage of yours, too.
I'll start by offering a prayer to the Sanctuary.
He who bears the ring of the unicorn.
It's different.
Present its grandeur before me. Excellent.
Hope you're in the explaining mood, Sage. There's a sorcerer working with Galerius. Goes by the name Baltro. What can you tell me about him?
The man was a true prodigy, if ever one has deserved the title. His aptitude for magic was, in a word, peerless. A gift he employed with little concern for sense or morals. 'Twas through that disregard that he birthed arts as magnificent as they were monstrous. The rite of channeling chief among them.
Is that how the devil still lives? By possessing the body of another?
Baltro himself has no need of such trickery. While the lost souls of ancient Zenoira's people have long stood confined within the sacred grounds of the Sanctuaries, Baltro has remained in the realm of the living, sustaining his twisted physical form for centuries upon end.
The lone survivor of a fallen empire. But if those souls have been locked away, how exactly was he able to summon them?
With the crystal of transference, of course. A potent medium capable of circumventing the barred gate to the beyond. Once the desired soul was summoned, he wielded the rite of channeling to convey it into a yet living host. 'Tis a feat, I presume, only possible for a man of Baltro's infernal aptitude.
Crystals of transference.
I can't say I've ever heard of them myself.
I bet they're real tough to come by. Otherwise, he'd have brought back the whole damn empire by now.
You make a good point.
I've got one more question for you, Sage. This armor I'm wearing, it's not the only set. There was another up in Albion recovered from the Sanctuary when Zenoira first started knocking. Way I hear, it was the Pontifex who found it, gave it to a guy named Nigel not long after. So, I was wondering, this place have any old gear you're looking to part ways with?
Alas, all armaments stored within these walls have long since been evacuated. Yet the power of cleansing remains pure and true. Grasp it tight, and it shall surely bring you succor in the days to come.
Excuse me.
Your will is mine own, righteous Prince of Cornea.
The ring's gotten stronger, Elaine. I can feel it.
I feel it didn't, but okay.
The Sanctuaries of Fefrith further seek your call. Deliver your presence unto each in turn, that we may aid you when the fated time arrives.
What brilliant light. Sacral axe. Sanctuaries. Okay, so 4 remaining sanctuaries. Oh. Okay, we'll end our trip over there. I don't know how to get to that one. Let's go here first, I guess, and see. I gotta go around that way. These are kind of windy, to be honest with you.
Apologies for asking this of you, Elaine. It's merely that I'd like to make an inquiry regarding the nature of these sanctuaries.
Please, your presence is more than welcome. We'll ask the sage together.
I'll start by offering a prayer to the sanctuary. He who bears the ring of the unicorn, present its grandeur before me. Beside you stands the Tyrannos of Elheim. The ring of the unicorn would remain ever bound were it not for you. Or for your ancestors, who conveyed the right of covenant through a great many generations. For that, you have my utmost gratitude. 'Tis a kindness I scarcely deserve, O wise sage. But if I may, I wish to ask a question of you. For what purpose were these sanctuaries constructed? To house errant, wandering souls, those of the fallen Zenoiran Empire. Yet that raises another question still. How is it that Zenoira met with ruin? 'Twas an act of hubris immeasurable. In search of the forbidden gift of immortality, their sorcerers made sacrifice of a divine being, the great and noble unicorn.
Such vile disregard for the natural world.
Indeed. And greed only drove them further from their own humanity. Amidst the slaughter, they sought to elicit the creature's purifying energy, and in so doing, break free of the shackles of mortality. Yet the cleansing fires of the unicorn glow impossibly bright, violent in their rejection of vice and villainy. For the wicked-hearted to harness such a power as their own would be a contradiction of its very purpose. 'Twas a miscalculation of the most fatal ilk. With the beast's dying embers, the fury of the unicorn struck Zenoira's people. Their skin burned, their flesh was rent from their bodies, and their souls were condemned to wander for the rest of eternity. How horrible. 'Twas the greatest irony, then, that the right proved a success in the end. From the ashes of tragedy rose but one survivor. A single girl, capable of communion with the divine unicorn her countrymen had so cruelly defiled. Aside the Pontifex of Albion and the elven Tyrannos, she set forth to deliver peace to the restless souls of Zenoira's citizens. A venture which saw them construct 6 sanctuaries spread through every land of Fevrith. Upon its completion, she rallied those loyal to her cause and founded a new nation, Cornea, of which she would become the first queen. And with the spirits of her brethren pacified at last, she relinquished the power she had never once wished to receive. 'Twas then that it was severed in twain, each half laid into a sacred relic, symbolic of her tale.
The ring of the unicorn.
And that of the maiden.
Then the reason this ring answers to me alone is the royal blood flowing through my veins.
Quite so. Your heart is that of the unicorn, fated to commune with a maiden true and fair. A destiny which culminated in the rite of covenant and the subsequent unbinding of the ring's true form. Now, the power of cleansing housed within these grounds will prove a great boon in the battle ahead. You need only accept its grace. Your will is mine own, righteous Prince of Cornea. The ring's gotten stronger, Elaine. I can feel it. Ringbearer, the sanctuaries of Fevrith further seek your call. Deliver your presence unto each in turn, that we may aid you when the fated time arrives.
Alright, again, very wordy, very wordy. Or brilliant light. Sacral spear. Let the power of the cleansing has taken physical form. It looks like we've got impressive armor as well. Blah blah blah. Alright. So next one is gonna be the Astorius one. And then should have teleported up there probably. I didn't. It's not that much closer, it doesn't really matter that much. It's just a few steps. Ah, my sinuses are killing me. These are allergies, man. Let's see, how do we get there now? This way, that way. Alright, let's do this one. We're only halfway through these. Oh, so we got Unity and what's his name?
Sorry for making you drag us along like this.
Please, there's nothing to apologize for. I take it you have a question to ask.
Like everybody
I want
else.
to see if this sage knows anything about the blue. It's the only reason we even got in here, so...
I'll start by offering a prayer to the Sanctuary.
He who bears the ring of the unicorn, present its grandeur before me. You've accomplished much, Ring-bearer. 'Tis no easy feat crossing a nation bound in the harshest of winters.
I don't mean to interrupt, wise sage, but I was wondering if you could answer something for us. What exactly is the Astorius blue?
You refer to the azure stone on your person, yes? It is magic made crystal, cultivated by the elves of yore. Long ago, when their kind still called Astorius home.
There were elves here?
That era too saw Zenoira's reign encroach upon every region of Fevryth. The elves to the south, secure behind Ervelda's veil, espoused neutrality and insulated themselves in the forests of Elheim. Yet those in Astorius did not possess such luxury. Instead, they forged a powerful crystal capable of transforming their bodies into those of colossal beasts.
Astrals. But they could turn themselves back, right?
Such a technique did exist, yes. Though, unfortunately, it has long been lost to the passage of time.
Should have guessed as much.
Still, Zenoira must have had some reason for wanting the stone so bad. Even though they didn't use their mind control to try and get it.
I suspect you allude to the rite of channeling. As I understand it, Vestral physiology is far too distinct to house a human soul, making the rite a futile venture. In its place, they likely sought the crystal for its similar mastery over the hearts of your race. All in the grand hopes of bridling the same strength they failed to overcome so many years prior.
Some story this thing's got.
Now, we lack the time for further conversation. Allow me to imbue your ring with the power of cleansing. Use it well, and bring an end to Galerius' cruel ambitions.
Alright.
Your will is mine own, righteous Prince of Cornea.
ring's gotten stronger, Elaine. I can feel it.
Has it really?
Ringbearer, the Sanctuaries of February further seek your call. Deliver your present unto each in turn, that we may aid you when the fated time arrives.
Alright, let's see here. Blah 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 blah. Sacral bow. Alright, 2 more of these. Bring over here next. Alright, we could probably use the blacksmith, but I'm not going to do it right now. Alright, let's go in this one. This is 2 more left. So many words, man. So many words. Oh, nobody else is coming with me this time?
I'll start by offering a prayer to the Sanctuary.
He who bears the ring of the unicorn, present its grandeur before me. Progeny of the late Pontifex Errant, you have done well in guiding the Savior to this sacred hall.
You know of me?
I do. Your father, under compulsion of Baltro's magic, destroyed the seal sheltered upon these grounds. A regrettable fate indeed.
Excuse me the question, wise sage. Why is it that those of the pontifical lineage are able to break the sanctuary seals?
'Tis a tale even older than the orthodoxy itself.
But that's over 800 years.
Indeed. I speak of ancient Zenoira and their sorcerer's quest for might beyond mortal bounds. A pursuit which brought them to Palavia and the holy power of the almighty unicorn. Enraptured by its supreme brilliance, they began to experiment, using the citizens of Albion as their subjects. In time, those experiments birthed a new race entirely. The population you know as angels.
That's not possible.
Yet their only distinguishing feature were the wings on their backs, a mark of failure for the sorcerers who conceived them. The experiments continued unceasingly, but only one success emerged. A man capable of divine wonder.
The first Pontifex.
Yes, and the gift he bore was the means to lay wandering souls to eternal rest.
But how does that relate to the seals?
The purpose of February's sanctuaries is twofold. The first is to soothe the vengeful spirits of old Zenoira. The second is to accumulate an energy most sacred, the power of cleansing. Galerius impelled your father to set loose the souls bound to the sanctum, to break its seal as you know it. In so doing, he divested these grounds of one of their vital duties. But the other, the power of cleansing housed within, still remains undefiled by wicked intent.
My father must have foreseen the breaking of the seals all those years ago.
Which explains why he asked you to one day guide me here. To impart the power of cleansing upon my ring, so that we may stop Galerius before it's too late.
Your will is mine own, righteous Prince of Cornea.
The ring's gotten stronger, Elaine. I can feel it.
Ringbearer, the Sanctuaries of February further seek your call. Deliver your presence unto each in turn, that we may aid you when the fated time arrives.
Phew, that felt like a long one there. Alright, blah blah blah. Cycle run. Alright, so now we need to go back over here to this one. I'm assuming we go here. Nope, not this way. We go this way. Alright, hopefully this is the last one, man. They gave me a map for Zenora, so I'm assuming there's one more of these things.
I'll start by offering a prayer to the Sanctuary.
I feel like these are too long.
He who bears the ring of the unicorn, present its grandeur before me. Your efforts are commendable indeed. I shall grant you my might, that Galerius's ambitions may at last be foiled.
If you'll allow me a question first. Galerius asserts himself Emperor of the fallen Zenoiran Empire, but I wonder, do his claims ring true?
They do. He is a man dangerous beyond all reason or belief. In truth, Zenoira's people were not born on Fevrith soil, but hail from another continent, beyond the Great Seas. Their populace enjoyed countless years of peace and prosperity, ushered in by magical advancements of the highest order. Yet, after a contested succession sparked civil war, the very magic which once enhanced their lives now stole them away instead. And by the day Galerius emerged victorious, Zenoira was naught but barren wastes, inhabited chiefly by the corpses of the damned. Faced with such cold conclusion, most would have considered him a king absent a kingdom. Yet Galerius would not be denied his reign. Mustering what few pitiful subjects remained in the realm of the living, he set off to seize a new shore as his own, Fevrith.
Then the ancient Zenoira we're familiar with was actually an invading army from a far-off continent.
The modest fiefdoms which dotted Fevrith could but thrash and flail beneath Galerius's insurmountable might. Only Elheim, shielded by the boughs of the divine Erhelda, was spared utter decimation.
If that same conqueror now blights our lands as well, can we assume General Valmor was possessed by his soul?
I don't believe we can. An energy so ineffably evil likely derives from something else entirely.
How do you mean?
Were he merely revived through the rite of channeling, slaying the host would banish his soul back to the frigid gates of the beyond. Yet, to judge by the monstrous aura surrounding him, I fear the task far too great for such crude methodology. No matter the truth of it, Galerius must be stopped. And the power of cleansing housed within these walls shall hearten that pursuit. 'Tis yours, should you but accept it. Your will is mine own, righteous Prince of Cornea.
The ring's gotten stronger, Elaine. I can feel it.
Ringbearer, your pilgrimage is fulfilled, and so too is the ring of the unicorn. Deliver your presence unto the decisive conflict, that we may aid you when the fated time arrives.
Okay, so yay. A lot of talking, man. A lot of talking. Light, brilliant light, blah blah. Sacred birch. Very impressive armor as well. Okay. Alright, so they got upgraded, I guess. Let's look at them here. I gotta put them back on, apparently. Master Blade. Huh. Okay. I'm not sure what those do. I can move that and put. I have an idea, yes. I'll never find it in that list. You can switch that off to one of the other ones. Maybe. Maybe I can't. Who do I use everybody there, don't I? Actually, I don't use him, do I? I don't use him. Oh, I thought that gave... Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. I thought it gave 2 too, but it did not. So, which is unfortunate. Okay, I figured they gave both of them one each. Alright, so now, complete Unicorn Overlord. I feel like, did it not? Okay, I think this is a good time to stop it here. We're getting close to the end here. I need to do these battles here. I need to do this up here. But right now we're going to end it. So I just want to look at one other thing here. Alright, so we're going to end it here. But we do appreciate you joining us, and we will see you next time.